Alright, everybody, I don't know how serious this may be, but it may be the next big fear tactic. I'm not sure if it's serious, but I'm just putting it out there in case it starts getting pumped up as something big. I'm going to show you why I don't think it's that big a deal, but this is something they may use here soon. Um, they're calling it a super bug. This article is from mercurynews.com. The author is Susan Abram from the Los Angeles Daily News. It was posted 3/25/2011 at 10:02 a.m. Alright, Los Angeles County hospitals and nursing homes reported a total of 356 cases of potentially fatal drug-resistant bacterium during a 7-month period, health officials said Thursday, known as carbapenem-resistant Klebsiella pneumoniae, or CRKP for short. The organism is resistant to almost all antibiotics. Almost all antibiotics. See that? Health officials said it is spread primarily from person to person in health facilities. But yet they're calling it a superbug. A superbug to me is resist all antibiotics. Not almost all. All. That's super to me, okay? We cannot address the issue of why we're seeing these high rates, Dr. Jonathan Fielding, director for the Los Angeles County Department of Public Health. We don't know what the genesis of this infection is. Interesting use of words there. You know, they're trying to scare people away from paying attention to it using genesis. You know, that means the beginning of the story. We don't know where the infection started, okay? Health experts collected reports of cases from laboratories from June to December 2010. Okay, it was in Canada in 2010. It started in Canada. I'll show you. Fielding said he believes it is the first time a public health department has required hospitals to report cases to laboratories. Dawn Terashita, a medical epidemiologist with the county who collected that data, said she could not determine the number of patients who survived or died. Why not? We didn't look at outcomes, she said. It's something that we're thinking about doing in the future. That would be great. Of 356 cases, 42% were found in long-term care acute hospitals. Long-term care acute hospitals. Okay, 6% in nursing homes, so that's 48% so far, and not, places that probably wouldn't get out. But you guys in Los Angeles, look for a weird news story on some crazy person escaping from a nursing home in Los Angeles. Or just watch the Los Angeles area for this. Or just look for superbug and you'll see what they're going to do with this. And the rest in general hospitals. Local hospitals acknowledge CRKP's presence. So 48% minus 356 cases would be 170 people, 171 people. Here's with this in various hospitals, and they don't tell you how many. And the rest in general hospitals. Well, how many general hospitals? 170? One per hospital? Or what? Local hospitals acknowledge CRKP's presence, but officials say cases so far have been sporadic. It can target those who are repeatedly treated for complications of various chronic ailments, and its symptoms can vary, but oftentimes it mimics a pneumonia. We think it is increasing, but will require more study over a longer period of time. I need to examine the public's overuse of antibiotics. Okay. It said it's usually in people with lower immune systems too, like diabetes and chronic drinkers. I think that's coming up in the next article. I'm not sure, but here are some natural remedies for pneumonia, or something you could probably do. Remove animal protein from your diet during a bout with pneumonia. It is important to get as much protein from vegetable sources as possible. That's all the time, people. We need to cut back on our meat. I'm not even sure if we're supposed to be eating it, but that's still up in the air. It's, who am I to judge, But Anyway, excessive amounts of animal protein can be hard on your digestive system, especially if you are sick, okay? When you are ill, it is important to keep yourself regular and allow whole foods to work quickly through your body. Then it has a mixture you can make and drink. You might call it nasty, but when you're sick, you pretty much drink anything wanting you to get better. So think about that. Drink 12 to 14 ounce glass of cranberry or apple juice with breakfast, which is a good idea all the time, even orange juice, you know. Just a shot of that in the morning. You can even take one in the afternoon. I'm sure it wouldn't kill you. You know, multivitamin would be a good idea. Drink a potassium broth with lunch. Making a potassium broth simple. There's a recipe for that. Carrot juice, olive leaf extract. So I'll leave this link at the bottom. Got you a bunch of good stuff here. I also, okay, here's an article. The CDC issue guidelines to treat carbapenem-resistant Klebsiella pneumoniae in acute care facilities. Okay, this is just guidelines for the acute care facilities, not the hospitals. I was in the hospital in April when I had my fibula shattered in a car accident. The engine hit my shin basically and shattered it. Let me tell you, people working in these hospitals, they're not really, you know, there can be some laziness and there could be some missed things going on in there as far as this goes. This is just for the acute care facilities, these guidelines, and there's some lazy people in those too. I've been around those before when I drove a cab. As an important challenge in healthcare since series emerges one of the most common gram-negative bacteria encountered. Okay, resistant. I'll leave this link in the description. Talks about it. Talks about, this is the article, I believe it mentions about the immune system and drinking. Okay, yeah, and immunocompromised people, see, such as patients with poorly controlled diabetes or chronic alcoholism, said thus Dr. Roop. So, it's saying it's almost all antibiotics, not all antibiotics. Okay, so they're probably going to fear a little more money out of you. We'll see if this blows up or not, and then we'll start watching the stocks and who has a hand in whatever antibiotic they find after they pump you full of fear first. Strategies. So these are basic guidelines for acute care facilities. Then I was reading today about Japan. Japan is still leaking here and there, they're saying. If anybody has a link to those radiation monitors, if you could message them to me, that'd be great, because I don't see anybody posting those meters up anymore. And I'd like to do a post, even if they're just to show people they're still normal, or to see if they're actually going up. There's no doubt some getting into the atmosphere, so it's good to do things to combat that. Not with iodide though. This is from crunchybetty.com. Crunchy Betty. The first one here is potassium iodide. That's worst case scenario. Protective herbs, you got cilantro, rosemary, ginseng, ginkgo biloba, dandelion. You can use dandelion, natural treatments. You can have miso soap, borax. I'll leave this in the description area, the link here. Apples, sunflower seeds, activated charcoal. There's a bunch of different stuff to help combat the exposure of radiation in the air to your body. Okay, and here's this, just to show you, the link earlier mentioned it started in 2010, and here's a bunch of a Google search, Superbug Canada, 2010 November. They were seeing this in Canada. Now it's in Los Angeles. I don't know if they took care of it in Canada or not. So, is this the next big fear tactic? We'll see. Thanks for watching. Peace.